Hello, Sammy.
Hello, Gary. Good morning to you. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning.
Right?
She's a big tennis fan too. She would have liked me to have taken the interview
Who,
right
Vic?
through till 9 o'clock this morning. Yes, Vic
she
loves her
doesn't.
tennis.
No, she wants to get onto the footy. She wants to hear Sammy tell us what's going on in the world of footy.
I love Tommy Lynch last night on the couch with you, Gary, saying he's absolutely right to go for Thursday night's eliminator against Brisbane.
He loved the week. In the ad break particularly, he said, I love the weekend off. It was magnificent for him, he said.
Put the feet up and rest that sore groin. A bit like Dustin Martin, who trained well over the weekend. He trained well again yesterday, and if he gets through the final session, he's going to play. I mean, it sounds like his name's already on that magnet board. So the greatest finals player of his generation, Wisp, but only 8 games this year, none since round 16. What's a realistic expectation? Does he play forward? Does he play exclusively forward? And if so, does Brandon Starcevich or someone of that ilk take him? How would you deploy him if you're coaching Dustin Martin this Thursday?
I'll be trying to get him into the game as early as I possibly could because he's going to need a touch or two. So the best way to do that is probably put him in the midfield for a start. But you're going to have to monitor how many minutes he plays and then push him forward. He could go really deep forward and create all sorts of matchup problems for the Brisbane Lions too.
Yeah, all sorts of chaos.
I don't know. The expectation of touch is the most important thing.
He's been out for 9 weeks.
That's right. The ball whizzing around.
Hasn't done a lot of training. I don't think he was very much off legs for a while. So we know he's one of the greatest, if not the all-timer. So he may just make a mockery of all that when the finals start. But it'll be a watch to see just how he goes.
You'd slot him in the midfield first, though. Let him get around the ball, wouldn't you?
No.
Why?
I'll be playing him deep forward.
No, it's harder to play deep forward for touch. You want him to get a couple of easy touches early and
Doesn't
get
need
his
easy
hand on
touches.
the Sharon.
Every touch he gets he's that good as he gets it's easy.
When you've been out of the game that long, Gary, I don't know that you can cast your mind back, but when you've been out of the game that long, you can actually get a little bit rusty. You get a little bit rusty. So you need to find the ball early. It's harder to find the ball as a forward than it is in the midfield. You will acknowledge that.
And whilst he's been out, they've won 6 and 7 on the bounce, and they've gone pretty well through the midfield. So I'd be loath to muck around with it.
Well, you're not mucking around with it. You're just giving him a burst in there.
Oh, I'm glad Vic likes tennis because we've got a good old rally going on here, real back and forth.
This
is what we wanted.
Shea Bolton, get out. Dusty's back.
Well, speaking of Shea Bolton, he missed training yesterday for personal reasons. He's in no doubt. He'll be on the plane tomorrow as well. His partner was due to have a baby, so that potentially explains the reason for his absence. But imagine being Adam Kingsley right now. So Richmond have this big final Thursday night. All his energy going into that. He's flat out with that. But on his day off this week, he's going to catch up with some of the new players at GWS who are back in Melbourne. So this is the Jacob Hoppers, Tanner Bruins, Tim Tarantos of the world. Taranto, for his part, has had an early discussion with Kingsley. Now, he's got all the information he needs from GWS, from Collingwood, from Richmond. He's done all the homework. He just needs to make a call on what he wants to do, Gary. 2- and 4-year contract offers from GWS. It does point to him leaving, doesn't it? And if he does, I reckon he does end up at the Tigers, but we'll have to wait and see. Hopper being quartered by Geelong and Tanner Bruin might end up at Hawthorn.
Wow. He didn't look anywhere near the Tim Taranto that we've come to respect over the journey in the last 6 or 8 weeks. He looked totally...
You said he checked out.
No, I didn't say he checked out, but he did look
He looked like he checked
disengaged.
out. Yeah.